Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss Zombies 4, Disney Channel / Disney Plus original film. This is the fourth film in the Zombies franchise. There's a bunch of different TV series and short episode TV series as well. This is cute. It's a good addition to the Zombies franchise. We have Zed, we have Addison, Milo Manheim, and Meg Donnelly are just an incredible power couple. You have Chandler Kinney as Willa, the werewolf, and you have, I forget the actress who plays Eliza, the zombie, but the four main originals from the franchise are back. Technically, Willa's from the second film, not the first film, but I'm still considering her an original. This is a good transition film because it's introducing new characters, new younger characters to then pass the torch, with them literally singing a song about passing the torch for then the next part of the franchise. Because the ending ends with giant water explosion. So of course mer people are going to come into this. And we know that because at the end of the third film, they talk about werewolves and mer people and stuff like that. And we see as like as an end credit type of thing in cartoon form. We don't see any daywalkers in the, or do we see daywalkers in the end credit part? Maybe it was a very flash forward bit of everybody integrating in Seabrook, but this is not taking place in Seabrook. So Zed, Addison, Willa, and Eliza are at Mountain College, just finished freshman year. Summer has started. They all have to do their own things, but they didn't really spend a lot of time together freshman year. So like everybody's been missing each other. So there's a road trip to get to each other's camps respectively. But then of course all hell breaks loose. And, you know, the car gets into an accident because of this pulse that disrupts the Z-band on Zed. And so the car accident happens. They try to find civilization to help them. And they wind up finding different factors. One is a daywalker faction, and one is a vampire faction. These vampires are different vampires. They control like wind and lightning. They have retractable fangs. They don't specifically just drink blood. They eat other things. They can be in the sun. So it's a very light version of a vampire. Very non-lethal, murdery vampire. Daywalker is the counterpart, kind of. They have more light energy. They have sun powers, stuff like that. They can like shoot fire and things. And their backstory is many years ago, there was stones that came down from the heavens, as the Moonstone did to Seabrook, which created all the monsters there. The other side of the land that they all happen to be on has this mountain range on the other side of Mountain College. So if Seabrook is on the east side of Mountain College, of wherever that mountain college is, whatever town that is, this is on the west side of this seascape area. And the light stone and the dark stone powered both aspects, but then those stones also created the blood fruit, which both factions need in order to survive. And the blood fruit has been slowly dying out, and now there's war. What faction is going to get which blood fruit when? And then will the younger male leader Victor of the vampires and the younger female leader Nova of the daywalkers be able to work together to then, you know, help open the ancient orchard to then get the fruit, and everybody lives happily ever after. So it's a lot of interesting points, having then the older folk, Zed, Addison, Willa, and Eliza, having them all work together, saying, listen, we come from a town where we were taught to hate each other, as you all have experienced, and we're proof that you can work together. You're stronger together. We can figure this out together. So it was a good together film. It was a beautiful, you know, important piece to see, especially within, you know, the current political climate of separation. So it was nice seeing this as we're stronger together. But again, that's all Disney films, you know, going back to even 2006's High School Musical. We're all in this together. It's just a theme for Disney Channel. So you can't even, I actually need to retract my statement in regards to saying it's nice to see this in this current political climate, because it's every political climate. But the fact is that has been an underlining message in Disney films, in Disney Channel films, since even before High School Musical. So if we're just starting at the 2006 mark, just January 20th, 2006, when High School Musical first aired, 8 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time. That was a Friday. I remember it very vividly. With that ending finale song, We're All in This Together, it's still the carried theme 20 years later, 30 years later, 20 years later, 25 years later. There we go. No, it's not 25 years later. What year did I say? 2006. It's now currently 25. Next year will be 20 years. So right now we just passed the 19-year mark. 19 and a half years. There we go, because we're now in summer. So, enough rambling. I liked the transition going to these newer characters. I thought they were fine. My one complaint of this entire film, why did the Daywalkers not have names that have D's? Vampires all started with V's, right? You have the zombies all with a Z in their name. You have the werewolves all starting with a W. You have all the aliens starting with an A, right? Addison is an alien. Willa is a werewolf. Eliza and Zed are zombies, right? Victor the vampire. Why is it the Daywalkers, the main two are named Nova and Ray? Excuse me? Huh? What? No. No. I get it. Nova is light and ray of sunshine. I get it, right? Because they're light. But you lost the theme. Day. It starts with a D. So you're going to call her main character's name. It's supposed to start with a D. And eventually, when we get the mer people in live action form, because we've seen, like I said, we've seen certain things in cartoon aspects, and we had a whole vampire arc in storytelling for the cartoon. Which doesn't really make sense canonically in regards to why vampires were in Seabrook while they were in high school when they weren't, because they're just introduced now. Whatever. Eventually, the mer people are going to be with M names. So, like, what's the point of giving Nova not a D name? I don't get it. My one complaint. Zombies 4, very cute, good transitional movie into the next part of the franchise. And I'm also curious, what's it going to be called next? Because if there's no more zombies in the Zombies franchise, and now it's just vampires and Daywalkers, what's the franchise going to be called next? So I'm very curious. Lightstone, Darkstones, who knows? We'll find out. On to the next review. Mahalo.